Hey, it's Day. How you doing? So, if you are someone who's been trying to meditate but you're having such a hard time, this video is for you, okay? So, when I first started meditating, I didn't like it. I thought it was stupid and a waste of time, right? And the reason why I felt that way was because I would hear people talk about meditation in these like awesome, grand ways, right? And they would talk about how they see light and they vibrate and they see themselves floating up in the air when they meditate. And I was just like, shit, I'm not having none of those experiences. So, what's going on? Right? But not too long ago, I went through a period of enlightenment and evolution because of meditating consistently. And that's when it finally dawned on me. I was like, oh shit, like this is real. Like you can have some really amazing experiences through meditation. But what people don't tell you is that it can take a long time to get to that space where you're having these amazing experiences, right? Okay, so today I'm going to offer some tips and tricks that I've found to be helpful. Number one, I want you to anticipate and expect that your mind will chatter. It won't stop. Newsflash, your mind is going to mind. We have, this habitual pattern of thought that passes through our head at any given moment all the time, right? That's what it does. As you meditate over time, you'll notice that you're more of aware of your thoughts and you'll be able to slow them down and essentially stop them sometimes, right? But at the beginning of the process of your practice, I want you to anticipate that because sometimes when you sit down for meditation at the beginning and the thoughts start, you start to feel like you're doing it wrong. You're not doing it wrong. Your mind is going to do what the mind does, okay? So, tip number one, we already know that we're not doing it wrong, right? And we're going to anticipate that our mind is going to chatter, chatter, chatter. That's what it's going to do. Build your meditative practice into some type of established ritual, right? So we all have morning rituals, we all have evening rituals, right? Rituals before we go to bed and things like that. It helps to build your meditative practice into a ritual you already have. So say you have a morning ritual of getting up and going and sitting outside while you have your morning coffee. Building your meditative practice into that ritual might help you to make it more consistent, right? Or if before you go to bed, you turn off the TV, don't look at your phone, you just lay there for a little while, maybe practicing meditation at that moment, right? Find an established ritual you're already practicing consistently and build it in. And I feel like that helps you to kind of get over the hump of not having time or not finding time to do it. Okay, the next step is to sit for at least 15 to 30 minutes for your initial sessions. I would suggest 30, but I understand how daunting 30 minutes sounds when you just get started. So, the very least 15. As you get better at meditation, the time, I remember an elder of mine would be like, you should meditate for 1 hour. And I was like, an hour? Oh my God, an hour? And now that's nothing. Like 45 minutes a session is the least that I go before my mind starts to be like, okay, girl, let's get up. So, sometimes I can do over an hour. Typically, it's about 45 minutes. So, really, practice makes perfect. This is not something where most of you are going to sit down and it's just going to come naturally to you and it's going to work out perfectly. Like, no, it'll take some building up of the practice, right, to make it more comfortable for you. But start with 15 to 30-minute intervals. Now you want to sit down or lay down, right? Sit with your back straight, feet on the floor, or your feet can be crossed, however that works for you. If you fall asleep easily, do not lay down. I can do it laying down. Not everyone can do that. You're going to close your eyes because you're blocking that sense, right? You don't want any distractions, and try to be in a quiet place so you're not getting a lot of noise distractions either. Now, I have three options for you that you can try to see which one or which ones work best for you. A lot of people focus on their breath. So they make their breath the focal point. So while they're sitting or laying with their eyes closed, they're focusing on the intake and the release of their breath. That's one way. Another thing you can practice is, if you're good at visualization, hold a vision of seeing a ball of light here between your eyebrows, which is your third eye chakra, okay? So you want to see light emanating from that area. You can see it growing, encapsulating your body, however that works for you. If you're good at visualization, this is a good one for you. The last one, which is another visualization technique, but helps you to have like that focal point, right? To kind of keep your eye on the ball, is you'll visualize a word in your mind's eye, like love, peace, joy, something like that. And you hold the vision of that word as long as you can. Now, while you're doing that, the thoughts are going to come through, right? We're anticipating that the thoughts are going to come and kind of disrupt our zen, because the mind is going to mind, right? That's what it's going to do. I want you to see the thoughts as like a train, right? A train pulling into the station. So while you're meditating, a train of thought will pull into your station. Now, are you going to get on the train, or are you going to stay off of the train? If you get on the train, that means you're following the thought. You're with it, right? Your attention is on the thought. But you can also, when you remember, because sometimes it's automatic, right? The thought comes in, we follow it. You kind of remember, oh shit, I'm meditating. I'm not on the train. I'm getting off the train. So just like clouds pass in the sky, we have to allow the thoughts that come in to do the same, because they will come. There's no avoiding the thoughts and the chatter, okay? So remember, you're not doing it wrong if your mind chatters. That's going to happen, okay? And make sure you do this consistently. You'll see benefits with consistency. It's been over a year for me, and I've gotten really serious about it in the past, I'd say 6 months, where it's just like it has to be at a certain time, on these days and things like that. And I've gotten to the point now where, I receive spiritual messages through my meditative practice. So if I can do it, you can do it. Because like I said, I did not like this shit and I thought it was a waste of time. But it's not. It can unlock higher states of consciousness. It also helps with healing of trauma and, issues like long-standing issues, emotional issues, mental issues you may have had. It also helps you to become more aware of the present moment, okay? And that's something that's really important that we need to pay attention to, because like I said, we're always all over the place. Meditation helps you to bring it back together, to be more present in your body. Anyway, I hope this has been helpful. If you're interested in a personal tarot reading or a spiritual consultation, you can check me out on daydreamaustin.com, baby. Peace.